It was the year 1976, the year your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ selected a president by the name of Gerald Ford, who in all of his divine wisdom bequeathed upon Black people Black History Month. Now, Black History Month is special to a people who have been constantly reclassified: Negro, African American, and the words that a lot of Caucasian people dare not say. But it appears to just have become this recycling of the same old Negroes, the acceptable Negroes, the talented 10 Negroes. But it was supposed to tell us stories of our ancestors, the ones who were made prisoners of war and the ones who were made into chattel during the Atlantic slave trade. We are so much more than the narratives that have been presented before us. We are indigenous to this land. Our people were already here before the slave ships came. We have a rich and dynamic history that seems to be stifled by only the story of those of us who came over via the Atlantic slave trade and were treated horribly, maimed and whipped and beat, taken from our homelands and robbed of our autonomy. This is why the period of Reconstruction was so important, because it was about editing out the stories of those of us who were made prisoners of war and indigenous to this land. It was about making our gatekeepers the only ones who had the power to tell our story, and it was a story that blended in with mainstream. This is why we honor other parts of the world where African people live and have been colonized. This is why we made Obama our first Black president, when Obama technically is not Black. Not Black by the definition in which I've just given, but yes, he does have extra melanin. He does come from Africa. We do realize that there are people who live in Africa who are not Black. There are people who are darker than me who don't identify as Black. But here we are now, moving further away from the truth, enfolding ourselves deeper into the lie, further disrespecting and neglecting the dynamic story that is our melanated truth, disinviting people from the barbecues, revoking people's Black cards because they are not a part of the hive mind and they are not spouting out the pre-approved words by our elite gatekeepers, the chosen few, the talented 10. But we are more than that. And our voices too shall be heard.